Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Race Car spelled backwards. Jamie, we're a day late and a dollar short. How you doing, my friend?
Well, I finally got the air conditioner going.
That's all that really matters. Like, in Georgia, it is hot.
We've been doing this most of our lives. And
Yes.
as I had my son holding a flashlight in the rain at night last night, I have a rekindled respect for the technicians. What a crappy job.
Oh, man, I had to change the board out on my ductless mini split made by the same company that made your broken air conditioner yesterday.
Rhymes with my nuts, but it's Lynn's nuts. The next spokesperson for Bud Light, Lynn's nuts.
Lynn's nuts. Yeah. So, but when I changed mine out, it was the same way. I was like, man, it's been a long time since I've done service work.
My body can't do it anymore.
I hated it.
Whoa.
That's like I want to change all the ductwork out in the attic at my house, and my attic's like 17 inches, maybe, let's say 2 feet. We'll go 24 inches tall at best. And my dad's like, oh, yeah, we can knock that out in a weekend. I'm like, Dad, no. Like, you've surpassed 50, and I'm past the age of wanting to stay stumped over for 2 days straight running new ductwork in an attic. Like, I would rather pay somebody to do it than to crawl up there and do it myself.
Well, the problem is it's been so hot. I called a childhood friend who's now an HVAC contractor. I said, look, I ain't looking for a favor. You charge me retail. When can you come out here? It's the condenser motor. He said, Thursday or Friday. I was like, oh, no.
Never mind.
We'll have to get a hotel room. So I called these nuts, the manufacturer.
Yeah.
And I was told they did not have in stock my OEM motor.
That shock you?
Well, I've heard rumors. I just haven't experienced it.
Well, I mean,
and then I said, do you at least have the OEM capacitor? No. I said, well, look around. I'm willing to drive up to Atlanta. And they said, I don't even see it in the Southeast, Jamie. We don't have those motors.
Man, you got these nuts for you.
He goes, I got a universal motor for you. I said, well, I've already called my employer. They've got a universal motor and a capacitor that'll work.
You'd much rather give them the money.
Yeah.
Than these nuts.
I prefer OEM parts, but based on how well this crappy air conditioner has functioned in the last 11 years, it's probably better off with a Daikin Goodman universal part than it was with these nuts parts.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not turning it off. Don't worry.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at the Cooter Shooter sticker. There you go.
Cooter Shooter on the air conditioner. Somebody Cooter shot the air conditioner.
Hey,
Janet got her Cooter Shooter sticker.
They got her Cooter Shooter back. Congratulations!
You got it back. Don't know where it went, but I'm glad it's
Eric
back.
took it. People always talk about our nuts in our spouse's purse.
Yeah, can you steal your wife's Cooter Shooter?
Yeah, put it in your, well, we don't have purses. I guess there's man purses.
Your fanny pack.
Your satchel.
Taking your Cooter Shooter away and putting it in my fanny pack.
They're from West Virginia. I don't think they have fanny packs there. Kind of like
we don't have fanny packs
outside
here.
of the perimeter in Atlanta. You don't have fanny packs.
Nope, that's a fact. Yeah, Eric. I saw Eric sent me a message last night, let me know that they got the sticker and card came in.
Oh, I thought he was telling you. I'm not even going to say what I was thinking. I'm not even
I've gotten you way off on a rabbit hole here.
I thought you were going to say he was playing with the sticker, but not the real.
I got the sticker here.
Not really the sticker.
All right. You're killing me.
Let's stop the Cooter Shooters.
How about Hunter Biden's cocaine?
You sure it wasn't Donald Jr. left it there and Hunter was scouting?
You can't convince me.
I think they're buddies.
You cannot convince me they don't know whose cocaine this is.
Oh, I think they share dealers.
They don't even know. You can't go to the bathroom.
Oh, they know.
That's what I mean. You can't go to the bathroom in the White House without somebody knowing how long you were in the bathroom.
In this part of the West Wing, if you're a visitor, you're walked to that library with an employee.
Yes, I guarantee you.
They know whose cocaine it is.
If Hunter's drug dealer was in the White House, they know it. I think it was probably Hunter's. He probably was like, oh, man, what am I going to do? I lost my cocaine.
I think it ruined
his 4th of July.
I think it was Joe's.
You think? You think they're
Sleepy
using?
Joe
You
looks
think
like
they're using it to keep him awake?
yeah. At 10 o'clock, they go, "Get up, Mr. President, Mr. President," and he goes, "Where am I?" And they're like, "You're in the White House.
Jill.
Why?
Jill, I need
Why?
some pudding.
Is Ronald Reagan mad at me?" And they go,
Who's the president?
they hand him a piece of sterling silver plate and say, "Here, snort this." "What is it?" "It's your medicine. It's Tylenol, but
It's Viagra.
take it through your nose."
It's crushed up Viagra.
Probably only works for an hour for him. He goes, "Woo!" Goes downstairs.
He's like us, all jacked up on Red Bull, which we are. We had our Red Bull.
To Van Steipenheimer.
Congratulations, Van Stupenstein.
Won again.
You won again. He doesn't lose.
Oh, he lost the Spanish.
He's only
Spain
lost 2
Grand
races
Prix.
this year, right?
I
Who won the
I
other
don't
one?
follow that
If he
close.
lost in Spain, who won? Was it his teammate?
Someone else.
Wasn't his Boo.
Yeah, I think he did win one, didn't he, Sergio?
Yeah, Max lost in the beginning of the season. When Max lost one, it was to his teammate.
Wouldn't you be kind of angry with yourself if you were Sergio? You got the same car and same setup.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
You won one race and Max has won, what, 7, 8?
It's probably how Alex Bowman feels when he looks at William Byron.
What
And
about
Larson?
Yeah.
And Chase. Even though Chase is having an off season.
So I'm predicting the 24 car wins the championship. That
Oh.
means Bowman's the only one on the team without one.
Ooh.
Doesn't that make you feel bad?
So that means he's
You think Jeff Gordon's
so
sitting there
that
gonna?
I could see a path then for Bowman being out and Hocevar getting in. I was really thinking Hocevar more to take over for Ty Dillon, but
I was reading on Twitter and it said
the tweeter,
the tweet, the hateful eight.
the hateful eight. You know it's a fact if it's on Twitter.
Well, they were saying that the rumor is it a rumor once it's been tweeted?
You have to ask Bianchi. You know, he's the mayor of Twitter.
Well, LaJoy or McDowell are going to take over the 10.
Oh, yeah.
Who would you want?
But they just announced that LaJoy's almost completed a contract extension with Spire. We're going to talk about that.
I saw that in the notes.
Is that why you brought it up now?
Probably. I wasn't consciously doing it.
Because you've been drinking Red Bull.
Woo!
Your brain doesn't work.
No sleep. It was 86 in the house last night.
So there was
It got too dark for me to jump out.
no sexy time last night. Too hot for that.
We were naked. And we were moaning.
It was because you
There was no cooter shooter play.
no cooter shooter going on last night. Did you hear about this woman in Maine? She punched a bear in the nose. So a woman in Maine.
I thought that was what you do to a shark.
This bear come chasing this lady's dog through the yard, and this lady punched the bear directly in the nose. So the article said the black bear was chasing the 64-year-old lady's dog through the woods into her yard when she screamed at the bear, making herself appear bigger than the bear, which is what they say to do. Then she punched the bear in the nose. The bear was briefly able to latch onto her wrist, so she punched him again, and he took off running.
Have you ever been to Maine?
No, but
Outside of Portland, it's empty.
hillbilly,
It's
redneck,
they're self-sufficient. Yeah.
redneck.
Oh yeah. That lady said, "Get off my dog, bitch!"
I mean,
Bam!
I'm just thinking she's 64 years old.
It's her dog, man. My wife would beat the crap out of a bear messing with her dog.
Hit him in the nose.
Uh-huh.
And then when they bite you, you hit them again.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. I'm like, that is insane.
That poor bear had to go back to his little warren or whatever they call their caves they live in and tell his mom and dad that he got his ass kicked by a human.
What do they call a bear cave? I thought it was called a cave.
Probably.
A den, right?
Yeah, it's in a bear's den.
A bear den?
A warren is rabbits, I think. They're holes in the ground.
Well, it's a wolf. Pack?
Just an idiot.
Hole? Wolf hole?
Wolf hole.
Get out of my wolf hole. In Kansas, they had a local sheriff department had to issue a all-community call to every citizen in the community to help find an emu that had gotten loose and they didn't know who it belonged to. I guess they were, according to
Isn't an emu steak supposed to be like low-fat content?
isn't
and
an
high
emu
protein?
just an ostrich?
Smaller.
Well,
Smaller and faster.
why wouldn't you want an ostrich if you were going to make steak? And how can it be steak if it's a bird? It's chicken then. Isn't an emu just a large chicken with a giraffe neck?
I didn't have emu. I had an ostrich hamburger, which doesn't make sense because isn't that supposed to be made out of beef? And then why is ham in hamburger when it's made out of beef?
And
food is so confusing.
And ham comes from a pig.
Yeah.
So does bacon.
I don't get it.
And they call pork the other white meat, but when I smoke my pork, it comes out brown.
I've never tried to smoke a pork. Do you do it in a pipe or do you roll a cigarette?
It's like a gray color when you smoke it.
Oh.
It's not white.
Does anybody get any
You get a contact high from it if you stand close enough.
I think that's called lack of oxygen.
You ever been to a snail race?
Yeah, we were champions in our snail.
Cannonball Run
champions in the snail.
Can you believe that was this year we did that?
Seems like forever ago.
Like I had to go back and look at the date code on a picture to make sure it was really this year because it felt like last year.
It was the beginning.
I know, but it just feels like a year, forever and a day ago. So in England over the weekend, they resumed the Snail Racing World Championships after their COVID break.
That probably takes as long for them to go 6 inches as it takes for the Coke 600 to finish.
So this event in England, by having their event over the weekend, it made it the longest running snail racing championship league in the world.
Is that how they came up with the French term escargot?
Maybe.
For snails?
Maybe.
Look at that escargot.
It might be. You might be onto something because the snails compete on a course that's 13 inches long, kind of like a drag strip. And the world record is 22 seconds.
It's kind of fast.
A snail named Archie in 1995.
Archie. Named after the prince?
Oh, I was thinking of the comic book. Remember Archie comics?
But do they have Archie comics in England?
I don't know.
They got a king.
I think this was an American snail. Be that fast?
You see the king get pissed off at Biden?
That's because Biden was walking in front of him.
Well, and Biden was...
He went up to the guard and he's like, where's the queen at? I thought we were here to meet the queen.
He probably thought he's looking for Elizabeth I, not 2. She died 300 years ago, sir.
Where's King James at? Where's King James at? I've got his book at home. I want him to sign it while I'm here.
What did King Charles say? Come on, you bloke. You bloody bloke. Move it.
The dude Biden can't trust a fart.
Doesn't Charles look as old as Biden, or is he just a heavy drinker alcoholic?
I think he's a heavy drinker. He's 38.
He's 38, and he looks older than Biden.
Hey, the rumor has it.
They share cocaine.
What's the other prince's name? The one that moved to America because he didn't want to be a prince anymore. Henry, Harry, Harold,
Dillard.
Prince?
I don't know.
It's one of the Henry. I think.
He married the movie star chick.
Yeah, the Meghan Markle.
I don't know. I didn't watch
Marcoli.
You know, I think she's more famous for being the princess than for her.
If he's smart, he'll divorce her and go beg King Charles. Like,
oh no, they got all these contracts. They've made $100 million.
No, they're getting a divorce. It was reported this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
She's asking for $300 million, and
I don't think he has $300 million.
Well, no, she bankrupted him. That was her goal. I think she's actually working for the Secret Service and the CIA.
But, you know, you can't, it's constitutional. You can't have a title for another country and be an American citizen. She had to give up her citizenship to become a princess.
Yeah, but he gave up his title to become an American. What an idiot.
Well, that is just stupid switcheroo.
Like, why would you go from being a prince?
So does he send her back to England where she belongs and he stay here?
He traded his prince status to become a Californian.
Do you think...
What dumber thing could you possibly do?
I mean, we know some wealthy people. Some of them we work with.
We know some recovering Californians.
We know some recovering Californians too. But do you think if we hung out, what's his name? Archie? Danny?
Archie. The snail?
The princess. The prince.
Henry or Harry. It's one of the two.
Okay. Do you think if we hung out with him, we'd like him?
H.
Or do you think he's so
No, he married Meghan.
Sheltered that
he married
Meghan.
Weird. He married Meghan Markle. There ain't no way we'd like him.
You think
he ain't our kind of people, man.
Think he'd come to a NASCAR race with us?
No. He ain't watching NASCAR.
What a prick.
I guarantee he ain't watching NASCAR.
If he's American.
He's one of those tree farmers who's like, please Stop using gasoline. It's killing the country.
As he flies on a private jet.
He sends that tweet from his private jet. I'm flying to New York to get a pizza
I'm
currently.
in my C5 just to pick up an anchovy pizza in Brooklyn, but please stop using your gas cars. My wife and I, Princess Marion, we drive 3 Teslas at the same time.
We love America.
Even though they make their electricity.
The only thing I know about the Prince and Meghan is she used to be on that show Suits. Remember that show on USA?
I didn't watch it. Was that about a suit or a lawsuit?
It was about the lawyers where the dude pretended to be a lawyer and got a job as like the head lawyer because he was so smart. But she was on that show. And then her and the Prince H, they were on South Park.
Well, I don't know if it was a wrinkle.
South
Park was great.
I want privacy.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
Privacy.
That's
give me
how
privacy.
I learned about the princess and the prince on South Park.
Yeah.
I don't believe in royalty.
Do you think they get royalties from that show?
No. I'm sure they're punching each other in the face.
I want privacy. Give me privacy.
So before they got married, all the news was all flutter.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of them together at they do weird horse races. Like we go in a circle. They jump over bushes and crap.
Yeah, that's called aquarium.
Steeplechase.
Equestrian, not aquarium.
Whatever. It's the aquarium. They jump over fish and their horses. But anyway, she was wearing riding pants and so was he.
He was wearing hers.
I don't know. But they both had bulges or wrinkles.
You think she's a man?
No, I think her woman part is bigger than his man part.
Oh.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Well,
what do you call a bigger camel toe?
It's above the cooter.
Is that a
shooter? It's a little dimple that hangs loose. I don't know what you want to call it. The little pinky?
The tooter.
The tooter above the cooter?
The cooter tooter.
So, I don't think she's trans or anything, but I'm hoping they were wrinkles.
She's Californian. You never know.
I'm hoping they were wrinkles in their pants. Because if I was him...
I used to think she was good looking on that show Suits, but after this whole publicity stunt she's done with the...
Do you think she's become a wicked princess?
I just think she's ugly now. Her personality sucks.
Where do you see her personality at?
That's just it. She doesn't have a personality.
I mean, where do you even hear her? Is she on TV or something?
She has like a $10 million deal exclusive with Spotify.
We got a $0. They took our penny an episode away.
Listen to this. She does interviews with people for Spotify. She records her questions, sends them to the person she's interviewing. They record their answers, and her producer puts them together.
That's weird. Is she so busy she can't do a Zoom call?
I just think she's that self-absorbed.
She's that important to herself?
Yeah. And nobody else.
Do you know how is Prince Herman or whatever his name is?
Harry.
You think he's on Tweeterpie?
No, Prince Harry. That's the singer, isn't it? That's Harry Styles.
That was just Prince. He had no other title.
No, Harry Styles is the other guy.
I think it was an editorial.
I don't know what Harry Styles sings because I thought he was actually a Prince too, but he's not.
I thought Harry Styles was a man that didn't shave his pubic hairs.
So apparently
it's not STYLES Styles?
I don't know, man. I don't have a clue. All I'm saying
I
don't even know where I was going with that now.
When I get my lawnmower,
you caught a Harry Pecker. When
I get my lawnmower out, I'm like, oh, that's a Harry Style. Dude, I don't like.
Is this a Manscaped commercial?
I don't. Yeah. I endorse them, but we're not paid by them. We're not paid by anybody, actually. I know. We have a couple of people that are.
Designs by Sydney sponsored your fan motor, so it works. Thanks to Design by Sydney's, the fan motor is working.
Sydney,
we appreciate.
Thanks for putting the good mojo on my condenser fan motor because
he's cooling as of this morning.
Everybody at home, the dogs, dude. We got a half pit bull, half Dalmatian. Once it hit 78 degrees inside,
it left.
He couldn't handle it.
Where'd he go? You taking him to your mom's?
He's laying on the floor like he's dying, going.
I'm surprised the kids didn't go to Grandma's house for the night.
I was thinking about it.
You were all right. Well, see you later.
Can I have a couch?
That would have been funny.
Oh, my wife and kids would have been pissed.
Wow. Well, I can't believe they didn't think of it. Well, I guess they don't. They probably won't want to go. It's not.
There were a lot of trips being made last night in cars.
Yeah, everybody will cool off.
You know, it's so humid. I don't know what made me wetter. That sounds wrong, doesn't it?
Cooter shooter.
What made me the humidity or the rain?
I don't think it rained here.
Man, we probably got a local storm. I did something that pissed off God.
So it just rained on your parade?
He was like, you know what?
It didn't rain on my parade.
Dude, we had 3 electronic things blow up.
Really?
Yeah.
Like an EMP?
Like our microwave.
Oh.
It's original to the house.
That's where you put your cell phone at night. So if an EMP hits, your cell phone will still work the next day.
So my wife is pulling it, and the handle, it's mounted above the stove. The handle came off. New project.
I don't think the door handle for the microwave would be loosened by a thunderstorm, though.
No. I think it's 25 years old.
Oh. Yeah, ours bit the dust. It's over in the corner over there.
Then I went and bought an ice maker. Because his last name is Posey. We won't use his first name. Parker Posey's buddy.
Parker Posey's your ice maker?
Her brother.
What kind of ice is he making you?
No, he used to say how nasty ice makers were.
Oh, yeah. Posey?
Yeah. Like he would order drinks with no ice. Coke, no ice.
Oh, okay. I knew that he didn't order ice in his drinks.
It's from his technician days.
Okay. I didn't know there was a reason why.
So I, being OCD,
now you don't order
after
ice?
He told me that one day at lunch, I'm looking at my refrigerator and I'm like, I don't think that thing's ever been cleaned. And so it freaked me out because I couldn't sleep that night thinking about it. So I looked at it and I couldn't figure out how to clean it. So I went and bought Frigidaire countertop ice maker.
The little square ones?
I only use spring water.
Why don't you use well water? It's clean. It has no government chemicals added to it yet.
You don't know.
If it's from the well.
What if there's something they sprayed on the cotton 150 years ago?
We didn't have cotton growing around here.
I pee outside. What if my pee made it through the Earth's core, 250 feet down to the well,
filtered by the
Earth, and
I'm
drinking my own pee?
I pee in the yard every day. I pee in my yard more than I pee in my house.
I pee at a certain spot in the yard.
I pee at the same spot in my yard too because I don't want the neighbors to see me peeing.
Well, I don't. Neighbors can't see me anyway. But over the years, my urine has created this little bowl in the ground.
Oh no, I'm not peeing in the exact same. Well, I guess we do behind the barn.
Yeah,
behind the studio, we pee in the same exact spot every single week.
So I don't know what we were doing before we went down these rabbit holes.
Talking about peeing in the yard. So SRX starts back on Thursday the 13th. This will be the start of the season. They're kicking it off at Stafford Motor Speedway in Connecticut.
I'm excited about Thursday Night Thunder.
Dude, it's going to be awesome. This is going to be the first night that it's going to be on ESPN. They're no longer with CBS. They've moved on to bigger and better and badder things called ESPN. It's the ESPN network.
What does that span? Español Educational Network?
Entertaining sports people's network. Entertainment, sports, personalities.
That's why we got to do.
What's the P stand for?
We need to be. I don't even know how to spell race car backwards forward. RCB, straight up RCB media.
Race car backwards forward is still race car.
RCB. Or should be
BCR. We're RCB.
Because we're
dyslexic. RCB Productions.
PCB.
PCP.
Don't you get that PCP network? Some people might accuse us of being on PCP.
If they watch this show, they might think it is.
Isn't that just a name for something else? It's now a modern
Angel
drug?
Dust.
Isn't that just meth? Or is that a different thing?
I have no idea. I think Angel Dust and PCP are the same thing. It's the stuff they used to sprinkle on joints back in the 80s.
On Miami Vice,
run around naked in the street.
On Miami Vice, they always brought in cocaine. So I don't know anything but cocaine.
No, that's acid.
They never brought.
On Cheech and Chong, where he's like, I seen the guys that run around our neighborhood, their heads are all blown up.
No,
that's acid he's talking about.
Acid, cocaine, and marijuana, isn't it, right? Do they any?
I don't know if they had PCP in the 70s.
Why do they call it angel dust if you run around naked after you take it?
Because you think you can fly.
Is it a chemical? Or
I'm sure, yeah, it's man-made.
So it's not like from a plant that you distill gasoline like you do with cocaine?
I'm like 63% positive angel dust and PCP are the same thing, and I'm about 43% sure that it's man-made.
Since they distill the cocaine
43.5% sure.
with gasoline, do you think you can pour cocaine in your car to go faster?
I think they use diesel, right?
Might be an octane boost.
We'll
have to ask Hunter.
If the driver puts cocaine in his system and in the car at the same time, they'll shave off probably 3 minutes a mile. And that's driving, not walking. Well, they could probably do it walking.
Hey, let's direct message Prince Harold.
No.
Now let's invite him to a race. See if he'll go to a NASCAR race with us. And if he says no or doesn't reply, we can make more fun of him.
He's only going to go to the horse race at the aquarium. We've already established. So
with his wrinkle or wiener hanging out?
With Granny Markle.
Markle,
that's it. That's her last name. Meghan Markle, not Marker. I don't know why it just came to me.
Like the magic marker?
Yeah, but it's not Marker. It's Markole.
Okay.
Like Marcoli. It sounds like
the inventor of radio, Marcoli.
Is that who invented the radio?
Marconi. That's
Marconi.
It. Yeah.
So, in Thursday night at Stafford Speedway, you're going to have some current and former NASCAR drivers racing in that event. We're going to have Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, Bobby Labonte, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, and Ken Schrader. I'm excited.
Isn't Denny Hamlin?
I said Denny.
Said that.
Yeah, Brad.
I've had so much Red Bull, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, Denny's going to be in. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good race. Don't you?
I'm going to watch it.
Also, Adam Stevens said that NASCAR had an issue with how close one of the crewmen was to the car under the impound rules, so they were made to go through tech again. When they went through tech after the guy had got caught by the car failed inspection for a splitter measurement, and they had to readjust it and get it back to pre-race specifications.
That dude was loitering around the impound.
I think they got caught red-handed. Honestly, I don't think they should have been allowed to race in the race.
I think
they should have been disqualified immediately.
So I think this was the same car that was at Dover for Christopher Bell.
Yeah.
I think Hunter Biden put a little cocaine in the car, and they were afraid they were going to. He called him up and said, "Hey, there's some cocaine."
He finished 23rd
in the 20 Toyota. The cops were coming, and I threw it in the splitter, and they were like, "Holy crap!
Hide it! Hurry."
Christopher Bell will get suspended and have to go to drug counseling."
We'll just say it's Christopher Biden, and they won't mess with him.
That's true. Joe probably can't remember his children's name.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, Sam Christopher Biden.
Little JoJo.
So I think it's bad. I think this is really bad. This car went through inspection, qualified, and was impounded. You can't touch this car after qualifying, after it's in the impound.
Unless there's cocaine in the splitter.
Unless there's cocaine. And if you do, you got to get an approval, and then you go to the back of the line.
Don't you call
Brian
and ask him if he wants to share?
This guy obviously snuck into the garage where he wasn't supposed to be, and they say he was too close. He was too close to the car, and all of a sudden the splitter measurements change, and you have to readjust them to get them back to pre-qualifying measurements.
I wonder how long he was in there.
Dude, they were trying to cheat. That's as plain and simple.
Dale Jr. needs to get him on the show. This guy.
I think the guy gets suspended. I think the crew chief gets suspended for 4 weeks. I think the guy gets suspended. I think the team loses 60 points and has to pay a $60,000 fine and gets 14 lashes. Like they did back
from Prince Harrison. Prince Harrison.
From Prince Harry.
That's it, Harry.
I think it's Harry, or it's Henry. It's one of the two.
Or is it Harrison?
It's not Harrison.
Do you think Prince?
It's King Harrison.
Prince
Harrison. Harry's. Harry's makes a razor.
Do you think Prince Harry could do a better job?
You think Prince Harry
21 car?
You think Prince Harry uses Harry's razors to shave his face?
Probably.
I would.
I think he's that vain.
Do you use Harry's?
No.
What do you use? Dollar Shave Club?
Nope.
Gillette?
Bic.
What?
I'm a bicker.
You're a okay. I use Dollar Shave Club, but they cheaped out
I like
on
the
me.
2-blade too. I don't like this 5-blade crap.
Oh, I'm 5-blade all day.
Man.
I got more. Look, dude, I got way more landscape than you do to cut. So,
Dude, 5 blades. I was shaving my nuts and recircumcised myself. I can't do 5 blades.
can't do 5 inches either.
No.
All right, so we were talking about the rumor about Corey LaJoie and Michael McDowell being the top running candidates for the number 10 car to replace Eric Almirola.
Well, you kind of disputed that already.
Jordan Bianchi reported that Corey LaJoie, but the other rumor on the table is Andretti is looking at buying into Spire Motorsports and increasing the Spire-Hendrick relationship.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It means adding more money to Spire, obviously.
Go from friends to best friends?
Yeah, friends to friends with benefits. Like, now you get the data. You get that big D. Ada. Diata. We're getting that D from Rick now.
Like Princess with the wrinkle?
That's what Spire's like. Hey, we're getting the D from Hendrick now. We good.
I'm still fascinated with bringing Prince H to a NASCAR race.
Well, think about this. So the other rumor is that Carson
Harsavar?
Carson Kosovar, Carson Hocevar is going to go replace Josh Berry in the number 8 at Junior Motorsports, which would also conceivably be a route for him going from the 8 next year to running part-time in the 77 for Spire Motorsports next year to a full-time Spire ride the next year. Or, as we were just talking, maybe he replaces Corey LaJoie in the 7 in 2 years when LaJoie goes to the 48. So McDowell goes to the 10 and LaJoie goes to the 48 in 2 years.
Think they give Bowman that much longer to?
He signed a multi-year deal, so I'm pretty sure
So
Bowman's
that's more
done.
than one.
He's done. He's covered through next year. So maybe Corey runs next year with Spire.
Posted things on the tweet with him going into Hendrick's Motorsports before he announced he was driving.
I think we have a lot of openings coming up. I think you're going to have, let's see, Michael McDowell, I do believe deserves a shot.
He deserves a team.
I would like to see McDowell go to the 10. But then you look at people who aren't performing, like Chris Buescher. He's struggling here lately. You got Ryan Preece. What has Ryan Preece done this season?
Not Cindric.
Cindric, what has he done this season?
Occasionally he
Cindric's daddy.
top tens.
Cindric's daddy's president at Penske, though. I mean,
yeah, look what they did to Cole Custer,
he
though.
ain't going nowhere.
They reversed his career.
Have you listened to? I know you haven't listened to
I
Door
haven't
Bumper
listened
Clear.
to anything.
Yeah, I listened to Door Bumper Clear, and Brett was being his typical self. Don't say that Jeff Burton's buying the ride for Harrison Burton.
Well, Harrison ain't proved he's worthy.
I honestly never thought Jeff was paying for that ride anyway.
I didn't think so.
I don't think Jeff's got that kind of money.
I think they were doing a fellow Virginian solid.
I think Harrison Burton gets another year in the 21.
But
if he can't perform next year,
Dex Imaging he brought with him.
Yeah, he brought. So he's not going anywhere as long as he has sponsorship with him.
He brought a sponsorship. So,
but you got Carson Hocevar, you got Zane Smith, you got John Hunter.
Well, you got a lot of guys in the Ford fold now that Thor has switched.
Yeah, you got Haley Deegan. She's going to be a professional ARCA driver, I believe, next.
Think so?
Did you see the ARCA race Friday night where the teammates
wrecking each other?
Dude, wasn't Billy Vince?
Wow.
He was pissed off.
He kicked some ass that night.
Dude, I guarantee you. Ty Dillon definitely is probably going to be out, I would think.
Well, you know what?
Maybe Ty Dillon.
Maybe Ty will show his skills
as a team
being an administrator. Yeah.
You know what he could do? I think Ty would be very good for this, actually. So last year, right? We went to North Wilkesboro for the race.
We did.
Then we went over to Welcome. If you ever have a chance to get over to Welcome, North Carolina, highly recommend going. RCR
what
Museum.
It costs $5-10.
Yeah, well, even if it's $100, it's worth it.
Hendricks is free, but the history in
RCR's museum is. I would pick RCR's museum over the Hall of Fame, NASCAR Hall of Fame, downtown Charlotte.
Definitely.
I think RCR was cooler. We went to both, and I give RCR 10 out of 10. The dude, but that's what Ty could do. Let him work the museum.
Oh, I think he could. Look, his grandfather wasn't a great racer. Look what he's done with the team. Twice.
Look at what Austin Dillon's doing with his management company off on the side. I mean,
with the horsies?
With the rodeos. I wonder if they do aquarium horse racing.
You know, I see it on TV. It says PBR on Sundays.
Pabst Blue Ribbon?
That's what I keep thinking. What is this, an infomercial about how great?
Professional bull racing.
Yes. Bull riding. That would be awesome, though. Put a little oval in
and make a cowboy sit on a bull.
Make them ride it in a direction.
Bareback. Hold the horns.
Just do one lap around the arena.
Take off. That would be better than Snell racing.
That would be.
Archie the cowboy rides Archie the bull. Yeah. How long to go? Quarter-mile bull ring. You could put them on the bull ring at Vegas out front. And that's a Vegas-style show. Dudes racing bulls. That would fit at Vegas. I could so see that.
Did you see what Trump said in Nevada?
It should be the Dillon Bull Racing, DBR.
He was there as a campaign stop.
Yeah.
And he told everybody there that Nevada is very disgraceful. Is that how you get votes? Putting down the state?
It is.
Oh, that's the new way to do it?
It is definitely the new way.
Okay.
All right, Justin Haley.
Or you could do the Biden plan.
Put in. Justin Haley, he abandoned his teammate during the Xfinity race, leaving Daniel Hemrick out to dry.
He claimed his car was sputtering, but he got door-to-door with other cars. That's weird.
He got door-to-door with Daniel Hemrick. Daniel was pissed about it, but I think he can see the writing on the wall. Like, if he don't perform this year, he's done. His career is probably over. So I think that's where his frustration came from. I don't know. You come to Cup Series, you don't produce there. You go back to the Xfinity Series, and you're not really producing there.
Well, Allmendinger went back, produced at Xfinity, and came back to Cup and can't produce.
But the key word was he produced in Xfinity. Hemrick's not doing that. I think Daniel's I think he's a great guy. He's probably a great racer, but it's just not. It's not showing on the track. So I do think Justin Haley. He probably sees the writing on the wall, too. He hasn't really...
Dude, the last two races he's performed.
Yeah, last two.
Well, maybe he got a wake-up call like, hello!
Yeah, well, maybe...
Our sponsors are pissed, you moron!
The funny thing is, Justin Haley came over the radio and said, somebody remind Chandler Smith that the ultimate goal is for Colleague Racing to get a team win today.
That didn't work.
They would have... I'm telling you, if Justin Haley would have pushed Daniel Hemrick, they would have passed John Hunter Nemechek. Instead, Justin Haley did what was best for Haley, leaving his teammate out to dry, essentially
Nemechek was going to finish fourth if they kept doing what they were doing.
Yeah. Nemechek they gifted him a win.
Yep.
They gave him a win. He should send them a thank you card. William Byron's team played a strategy game to get him the lead after the end of the stage to win a rain-shortened Atlanta.
Hey, what happened to Truex in pit road? He just spun out or someone hit him?
He got hit.
I didn't see it.
Somebody got into him. I rewatched the race on NBC last night, and I can't remember who got into him now. Somebody got into him on pit road, though, and spun him around. But I'm not mad at William Byron. All the teams knew that it was going to rain.
What comes to people to put themselves at the right place at the right time? And he was there.
He knew it was going to rain. He stayed out.
It's his fourth win. He's not an amateur. He's won as many races this year as his whole career before.
Here's my problem with it. NASCAR knew. On Monday of last week, I looked at the weather app on my phone. There was an 80% chance of rain on Sunday night.
But isn't there
starting at 10 p.m.?
80% chance of rain in Georgia every night?
My point, though, is NASCAR knew it was going to rain. NASCAR knew when I went to the track, they knew it was going to rain because I knew it was going to rain. So I know they knew it was going to rain. So
did you know it was raining when it rained?
They need to move. They should have moved the race up an hour is what I'm getting at.
But TV rules, dude.
It doesn't matter.
They don't care.
Move it up an hour. Instead, they had pre-race though this time.
Dollar bill, y'all.
They had pre-race. Instead of pre-race, just start the dang race. We would have been able to get half of stage 3 in if we would have. Otherwise, but
overall, how would you rate the race? I thought it was a great race. Oh,
yeah, phenomenal. The last 2 races we've had, Chicago and Atlanta, have been the best 2 races of the season.
I would throw Kansas as a third.
Kansas was a good one, yeah. But I'm just saying, the last 3 weeks have been the last 2 weeks have been pretty dang exciting. If you started watching NASCAR after Chicago, you got a really good race here in Atlanta. Phenomenal race. We had a great time at the race. I thought the crowd was amazing.
We're going to a intermediate or short track in New Hampshire.
So it's going to suck. So we're going to lose all those new fans. But I was listening on the radio, the NASCAR channel. As soon as drops started hitting the track, they weren't willing to take the risk. They gave up on it. And NASCAR calls the race immediately, pretty much. I'm okay with that. Like, I saw the radar. I live
in the shadow
enough
of the backstretch.
Yeah. I live close enough to the track where when I've been watching the weather app all week for my house, it's the racetrack basically. If it's raining at my house, it's probably raining at the track. So it rained literally at the track all night.
What are you, 6-8 miles from there?
6. Yep. So I ended up listening to TJ Majors most of the time, but William Byron won the race. Congratulations to him. You know, he spun out. He was a lap down. His team used strategy to get him out first. I think it's great. Congratulations to him and his team. I think William Byron definitely makes the round of 4.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, he's going to get a championship.
Kevin Harvick spins out, sliding down onto the apron in turn 1. NASCAR does not throw the caution.
Think he's getting old and feeble?
No, but why didn't NASCAR throw that caution?
I kind of like that they didn't.
Okay, I agree with you, but this is all I'm going to say. I think on any other day, in any other circumstances, when it's not about to rain, they throw a caution.
I like
if it's a caution any other day, it should have been a caution Sunday night.
I wish they called every race the way they called Atlanta.
I agree, but so going forward, they need to call every other race like they did Atlanta. Because the only thing consistent about NASCAR is that they're inconsistent. So I would prefer them to call a race like they did Sunday night. I mean, you had Noah Gragson, you had Eric Jones hit everybody. You had Kevin Harvick spun all the way around. And he was pissed he didn't get a caution. He was pissed, but he should have been.
Well, I would like to make a proposal to the France family. Let's have the Daytona 500, a 500-mile race.
Yep.
Let's do the Coke 600.
Yep.
Let's do one Dagger race at 500, and that's it.
So Sunday.
Let's go to 250, 300 miles.
Well, that's the next topic on the page here.
I know. I saw it.
Sunday night races.
I have too much Red Bull. I'm reading ahead.
Sunday night races. This was our second Sunday night race of the year. I don't like it. I was in Atlanta last year. It was hot in July.
Wasn't it?
So
it was hot in July too this year.
Yeah. So
and humid.
Here's the thing. If we're going to run, I hate the idea of shorter races because I love watching NASCAR, but I've put a lot of thought in this and took personal opinions out and just realistically looked at it over the last day since we recorded.
You're scientific?
Well, since we're recording on Tuesday, I had all day to think about this question about where do I stand on shorter races. I like a Sunday night race if it's 300 miles long. I say start the race at 6 and you get done by 10 p.m. I am happy with that.
That makes it a great strategy race too because the track's going to change as the sun goes down.
Exactly.
That could clean up our racing where tracks we go to that suck.
See, Saturday night, we don't race on Saturday nights, apparently.
Why don't we?
Because it's not a good TV spot. And I watch a lot of flow racing on Saturday night.
What do people do then on Saturday night?
They go to their local short tracks. That's what they need to be doing. If you're not going to your local short track on Saturday night, you're doing something wrong. Get off your butt, get in the car, pay the $10 cover charge and watch some good racing because I guarantee you it's some good racing.
Can we cut a track in your front lawn for lawnmowers?
Dude, I wanted to put a 1/4-mile midget track in my front yard so bad. But
well, lawnmower racing is a thing.
My wife said no.
No lawnmower track?
No race track.
Do a flat track.
I wanted to put
what did you want, 33-degree banking?
No banking.
Okay.
I just wanted to put a track and a set of bleachers and charge $5 for people to come watch racing. And bring your own car. We would have had a blast out there, man. So, Hendricks is obviously going through a rough spot right now. Chase Elliott finished 13th last night. He was really a non-factor all race long. Larson got caught up in a wreck. Bowman got caught up being Bowman.
Do you have a feeling that Chase's head isn't in the game?
We have 7 races to go.
He's got that gymnast chick. He's in love. This is the love problem.
Do you think Chase makes the playoffs?
I think he makes the playoffs, but gets bounced first round.
I think he makes the playoffs.
I think he wins one.
I think he makes it to the round of 12.
Roval's coming.
He could eat. Chase has got speed. I mean, he's shown speed. He runs really well at New Hampshire.
He's got Daytona before
he's not going to
cut off, right?
Yeah, you got Daytona. You got 2 road courses. You got is the Roval considered one of those road courses?
But isn't the Roval after the cutoff?
But you got no. Yes, yeah, it is. That's one of the rounds. I think it's round 8. I think Chase makes it to the round of 12.
And then what about Alex?
I don't think Alex Bowman makes it.
I don't think he wins this year.
I mean, I could see a route where we only have 2 Hendrick cars making the playoffs, but I really don't see Chase missing it.
I just see Bowman not making it. And you know what? Bowman they're a great team. Bowman can win.
Oh, no doubt. He can definitely win. So another issue I had with Sunday, actually one of the only issues I had with Sunday's race, being at the track.
You were kind of losing your shit on the cautions, Brad.
I don't understand why it took so long. It took 15 to 20. They were running in 5 to 6 laps under caution.
They were making sure the rain got there.
Yeah, exactly. We wasted 20 minutes tops under caution all day. 3 laps is all it should take. 1 lap because these guys were throwing cautions because they were barely beating each other. There was no debris on the track. So even if there is debris, go out there and pick it up. The cars are running 45 miles an hour around the dang track. You got time to pick it up. But lap 1 of the caution, lead lap cars should pit. Lap 2, everyone else should pit. Lap 3, choose cone. And after you take the choose cone, when you come back around, you go green, which is what they do now. But it should be 1, 2, 3 laps, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 laps. Like they look like a bunch of amateurs. And I'm listening to these guys on the radio on the NASCAR channel 57 on my scanner. I'm listening to them, and it's like, tell the number 3 car he's in 38th place, not 37th. He needs to switch with the Rick Ware guy.
Oh, who cares?
It just start the dang race. Like they don't know. They don't even know where they're at in the back of the pack.
They're back markers all the time anyway.
They're just filling the field up for you. It doesn't matter. Your top 25 are in place. Let's go. Come on.
Getting their purse, dude.
Maybe you should have one race director who works every race every weekend.
Well, it'd be consistent.
Instead of somebody different every week. Instead, we get a different committee every week. It's just like the stupid appeals process.
Hey, I got an idea. Hunter Biden, I've seen his paintings. They kind of suck.
I got it.
Director of racing.
Overall, Atlanta was a flipping awesome race. I think it was great. I think the track has started
to aging good.
It is aging phenomenal. It's like a fine wine. It is just aging beautifully. It's lost some grip. The guys have to race the racetrack and each other. I understand that the weather played a factor in the excitement we saw Sunday night, but you give me 300 miles of what we saw Sunday night, over 500 miles, I'm happy every day of the week.
I don't think a race should, unless it's the Daytona 500,
Daytona 500,
1 Talladega, a race should not last more than 3 hours.
I think you should have a Bristol should be 500 laps. I don't know.
Well, that's only 250 miles.
Bristol goes by pretty fast, though. Yeah, you're right. So, no, I mean, Darlington should have the Southern 500.
Yeah, got to give them that because that's the OG.
The Coke 600. I do think your Talladega should be 400 miles. I'm good.
You think 400?
I think 400 on the first or second one.
Isn't it a 400 every second Daytona race?
I'm thinking I'm thinking 400 should be your max. Other than those OG events like the Daytona 500 or the Coke 600 or the Southern 500, those should still be iconic races. But
I think next summer we ought to go to the summer of Daytona.
Dude, I've been to that.
It's hot as hell and humid as hell.
It's
probably going to be worse than here.
I think it's hotter than hell. It's like what Kiss say, hotter than hell. Yeah. I think that's it.
I want to experience it. We've experienced Atlanta. Can't it be worse?
Yeah, it is.
I've never been to a summer Daytona.
I went years ago with my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, and my wife. The four of us went. We got a room across the street from the track on the other side of the expressway.
That was that pre or after reviews?
Oh, this was many years ago.
That was a hotel.
It didn't even matter back then. It was a Days Inn. I don't remember it being bad, but I don't think I even knew what a bed bug was at this age.
I don't think they were around back then.
I think I was like 21, 22 back then.
I think
I was drinking beer. So
when you were 12?
13.
Okay, that makes sense.
But at the time of this story I'm telling, we were in our 20s. So I was actually legal drinking.
So you're doing a case at a time by then?
Yeah, a case a day.
Now you do one beer a year.
Yeah, I've moved up in the world.
We're
gonna do half beers at Bristol though with Janet and Eric. So.
It was funny. We've had a Bud Light every year at the 24 Hours of Daytona.
We won't ever have another one.
We're gonna have to bring our own.
We didn't
have a choice.
But we had already decided that next year's 24 Hours we weren't gonna waste our one beer a year on a Bud Light. I think
after seeing the hotel, they're gouging. I don't think we're going this year.
We got to get the camper done.
Well, yeah.
We get the camper built, we go.
Well, then we go to Road Atlanta in October in the camper.
I'm good with that. What about Sebring?
I went there when I was a kid. It's a cool race, and it's only 12 hours, so it starts in the afternoon and ends at night.
Yeah, I've never been.
It's cool. It's a cool race.
What if we look at something like that instead?
We can do that.
What if we go to Pikes Peak?
For the race or to do the Prius?
Both.
It's
a short track race.
I don't know if they'll allow us to get up Pikes Peak in the Prius during the race.
Take the Snell. We'll tell them we're here for the Snell Championship.
If we go in winter, we know that it only gets like 28 miles to the gallon below freezing.
All right, so this is the point in the show where we usually do Twitter Says, but I'm taking a break from Twitter Says because, like I said last week, it's a hate group, and I'm just sick of reading all that hate.
Wasn't somebody critical of us saying it was a hate group?
Nah.
I thought I saw a tweeter pater.
I hadn't seen nobody say that, anything negative about it, but yeah.
It has turned into a hate group.
Well, Bob Pockris retweeted that, actually, we already know this is a fact. Busch Beer is going with Watermelon Head.
Aren't we hearing about that in May?
Ross Chastain is officially signed a multi-year deal with Busch Beer.
So does he have to keep a Bud Light in his fanny pack?
Probably.
While he's driving?
Yeah, I think he has to keep it in his fanny.
They'll make a watermelon flavor that he can pop on the race course.
They're going to hand him a Bud Light and say, put this in your fanny. Now.
You know what's crazy? These are human beings that have made this happen. Bud Light has no feelings one way or the other. It's just a beer.
Who named it a fanny pack? Because if you as a dyslexic, if you turn that around and it's pack a fanny,
wow.
That's completely different meaning than fanny pack.
Maybe that's why Bud Light makes you wear a fanny pack.
Because they want you to pack your fanny.
Cargo pants, Birkenstockers, knee-high socks with stripes.
I don't like Busch Beer and Chastain. I don't think it's a good pairing.
Why did they leave SHS? Because Harvick's not going to be there?
Yeah, and there's nobody there. Look, okay. So we walked around.
There are no drivers worth a crap.
We walked around the
after Harvick leaves.
The souvenir trailers.
Yes, we did.
And they have all the drivers share a trailer now. So like Joe Gibbs, Hendrick, except for Chase, and Chase has his own. But they all share a trailer and they have their drivers on the side of it. Do you know NASCAR is made up of goobers?
Yes.
Like every one of our drivers would have been picked on in high school if they weren't race car drivers. They probably became race car drivers because they didn't fit in.
I think they became goobers once they hit NASCAR.
Joey Logano, you know the little poop emoji? That's what his hair piece looks like now. He looks like he has the poop emoji on his head. But you walk down the haulers and look at all the drivers. Joe Gibbs Racing, you got Grandpa Truex, who looks like Grandpa Truex. You got Denny.
Looks like Wild Bill.
Denny looks a little bit creepy. And then you got these two babies that don't look like they're older than 13 years old.
Bell has a girlfriend. I didn't know he was old enough.
Yeah, and then you got Gibbs on there who definitely, he don't even look old enough to be on the side of the trailer.
He's only half as tall as Bell.
But then you go across to the RCR trailer and you got Kyle looks like a goober. And then you got Austin Dillon with his little Hitler stash going on.
What's the deal with that?
He looks like
Does he do Nazi porn on what's that site where you...
He even shaves the V under his nose so the hair doesn't tickle his nose. Like, we were talking about douchebags before the show. Hello, my name is Austin Douchebag Dillon.
Austin Hitler Dillon.
Shave the stash. You don't look cool. You look like a creeper. You look like you should be driving an ice cream truck.
A Big Wheel.
For Epstein.
Yeah.
He's working on Epstein Island.
Big Wheel races at Epstein Island.
Jeff Gluck's good race poll. We'll get off the pedophile topic. 87% said yes, 13% said no. Most of the responses where people were mad, it was only because it was such a good race and it ended. They didn't want it to end. A lot of people, though, the 13%, I'm assuming, were the ones that were saying they missed the old Atlanta with tire wear. Is that the Atlanta where only 8 guys finished on the lead lap they missed?
Or the winner was a lap and a half in front.
Yeah. Is that the Atlanta I could take a nap at?
Yeah.
That was the Atlanta. If you ran it more than 100 miles, half the field was a lap down.
That's the Atlanta that got Kentucky a race.
Yeah. That's the Atlanta that lost one race. Remember, Atlanta only had one race a year for a few years because of...
The Smiths moved it to Kentucky.
Because of that crappy racing. So, no, 13% of you didn't like that race. Good. That means 87% of the fans did. That means we're at a...
I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
8, 9, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think I like Chicago better because it was new, but Atlanta...
But in 3 years, you're going to be saying, I'm bored.
I'll be back to Atlanta.
Chicago.
Atlanta's my style, though. I'm not a street racer. I'm not a road course racer or anything. I like oval racing.
I think we ought to have a road course in downtown Atlanta.
Oh, definitely.
On Peachtree.
Definitely. That would be awesome. Well, Peachtree is one way and two ways.
When they block it off.
It's confusing, though. Everybody, the drivers would be
think they need no fences up, and, pedestrians don't look both ways in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's part of the race. Avoiding
New York
pedestrians.
City would be even... New York,
I don't know. I think Atlanta's worse than New York City.
I want to see them race in New York City with...
electric bicycles?
With the electric bicycles on the track at the same time as the race.
Delivering food?
Or whatever.
Boy, those guys... How many times
we got hit? They would come by the snow.
Half an hour driving in New York City. We saw them put those e-bikes in places we thought they were going to die.
Oh,
we're like, we were cringing, and we're like, "Oh my God, he's dead," but he didn't die, or she.
I don't know how they made it. All right, Jamie, we're going to New Hampshire. We're not, but if we were, where would we not want to stay?
Brad, I'm going to tell you, it's getting harder and harder to find entertaining reviews. Like while I'm watching TV with my wife, I'm looking at reviews to come up with 2.
Yeah, it's getting tough.
And
my wife sent me some info on a hotel she's staying in currently. So
why don't you cover that?
All right, we'll do that one first. Then we'll jump into yours.
Not in New Hampshire.
Not in New Hampshire. My wife and my kids are all in Kentucky on a mission trip with the church. They went up there to Whitley City to, do vacation Bible school, do some
Apparently, it's
work,
the poorest city in America.
It is definitely the poorest city in Kentucky. But I didn't Google it as far as America goes, but I'm sure it's probably pretty close. So when she gets to this hotel, they have a notice. I don't know if it's hanging on the wall or what, but it says, We are aware of the items that are stained or damaged in the room, and we apologize for them. If any items are missing upon checkout, you will be charged for those items. The bathroom has 1 bath mat, 2 towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. Now, they put prices down for all these items that if you decide to steal them. Like the bath
You
mat.
think that's how people get towels and bedding in Kentucky, is go steal it from the hotel?
It would be cheaper to go to Walmart. Like a bath mat, $9.98. Hand towels, $6.89. Universal TV remote, $24.98.
I can get
$24.98. Why wouldn't you round these prices up?
They're making a 300% profit.
King size sheet or king sheet set, $39.84. Pillow, $15.99.
That must be polyester, dude.
Pillow protector, $8.98. So if you steal the pillow and the pillow protector, you're in for $30, man.
So basically, they're saying our hotel sucks. We know it.
Shower curtain. Who steals the damn shower curtain from a hotel?
People in Kentucky.
Yeah, this is insane, man. But I'm not going to trash this hotel. My wife had a cigarette burn in the comforter. She took the comforter off. That's my rule. My rule, when I go to a hotel, the first thing I do is I take the comforter off, throw it under the bed. They don't wash those comforters. Sheets, they bleach every night. They'll bleach your sheets.
Well, they might not, because they tell you, we know we're not cleaning our crap.
Well, that's the stains. They're at least clean. They're just stained. The comforter, however, did have a cigarette burn in it. But I'm not going to badmouth these people.
That's a tobacco state. Everybody smokes in Kentucky.
Yeah, my wife's gotten, she's the mission trip and all the people that are there with them. They've talked to the owner. I mean, they're just trying to make ends meet, man. They're doing the best they can. I can't hate on them for that. There's nothing near Whitley City, Kentucky for you to stay in a hotel. So they have 3. They had an Oyo in that town. Thank God they didn't stay in that one.
Whoa.
So it's not the Oyo in Whitley City.
That makes Wyndham look good.
Yeah. So, but I'm not going to trash it. So let's jump on these New Hampshire reviews there. James.
All right. Well, Lauren M. on Google gave it a 1 out of 5 of the unnamed place. Google people, Google reviews, Priceline reviews, they're all there. This lady was a nut. She wishes 0 stars were an option for the review. Stay away, horrible, customer service, waste of money.
I'm sure she does.
No joke.
No.
I got gonorrhea from the shower or toilet.
That's what she's telling her husband, though.
Well, if you go on, I don't think she has a husband. You think I'm joking? I am a 36-year-old virgin.
Oh.
I've made out. I've done some touching and some dry humping, but never had I had intercourse with anyone. Maybe it was the linens. I did pleasure myself, but this is ridiculous. Okay.
Why do you put this stuff in a review? Like, this is on Google. You can click on Lauren's name and see what else she's done.
You can email her. The owner will not.
That's probably why she's not wanting to be.
What
was
that movie 20 years ago? The 40-year-old version.
She's getting close.
That's her. That's going to be her future husband.
She's got 4 years to go.
Oh no, this is 4 years ago. She's there.
Oh yeah.
If she hasn't had sex yet, she's there.
Well, she's had gonorrhea now, so.
No, she updates this, but she says the owner will not take responsibility. Does she think he put the gonorrhea on the sheets? My calls go unanswered, and my emails too. Update. So she logged back onto her review to do an update. Sorry for the gonorrhea thing. I am a virgin and just didn't know, but I panicked. I went to the doctor and was tested. It was not gonorrhea, but instead it was pubic lice or crabs.
Why didn't she just call it crabs?
She thinks everyone else is a 40-year-old virgin. Because look, here's a definition and how you can get it. So she went somewhere and copied and pasted.
They taught us that in the 5th grade.
Wow.
Well, maybe 6th grade.
I went to this private Christian school. We didn't discuss sex until we got to college. And then I went to a public college.
Yeah, it was 6th grade.
It was like when we got club in college.
When we got to middle school, we had sex ed and health class. Wow. It was a week-long discussion. Very awkward discussion. It's where the gym coach came in and got all the boys and took them to one room, and the girls went to one room, and then the gym coach had to teach us how to put a condom on a banana.
Wow, we didn't go that far. We watched how bumblebees sauce up a tulip.
We had Coach Chafin teaching us how to put a
wiener in a bun,
a condom on a banana, and he's like, "All right, boys, ain't none of y'all ever gonna have a pecker this big, but if you did, this is how you'd put a condom on it." I was in 6th grade.
He'd be canceled now.
Dude, I'll never forget it. It was the most hilarious.
He's got to be retired.
He squeezed it and it busted. It busted the banana. Oh, yeah, he's probably dead. Coach Chafin was like 80 years old when I was in middle school. So,
well, Lauren goes and copy and paste this. Pubic lice, brackets, crabs, spread by vaginal, anal, or oral sex. Occasionally, pubic lice may be spread by close personal contact or contact with articles such as clothing, bed linens, or towels that have been used by an infested person. So obviously, I didn't have vaginal, anal, or oral sex, but I did pleasure myself on the bed. This place, that's what she said when she got done.
I know. No, but
this place was a wreck. My guess is that they bought 30-year-old furniture 20 years ago from Goodwill. Everything is broken, stained, moldy, and disgusting. Pictures on Booking.com are not of this property. Total scammers. I'd be a little pissed if I got crabs sleeping in a bed.
Yeah, but...
Or was it bed bugs?
Why is she putting... She's talking about diddling herself over and over in this review.
She's hoping she's not going to be a virgin much longer.
Well, I mean, is this how you...
She's hoping you click on her name on the Google review and send her a
DM.
Yeah.
Send me a DM. I need the big D. She done got the crabs from diddling.
This review was written 13 years ago.
I'm still stuck on this.
Still diddling over there?
I'm still stuck on it. Why would you put it in your review? Like,
dude,
I was laying on the bed flicking the bean, and I got crabs. Like,
what about the lady that found dildos in her room? And there were guys sitting on the staircase looking in, hoping she was going to use them. Where was that?
Or the lady who had sex with the ghost.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
But this lady, I don't know. It's like you never read this at McDonald's, you know. Although it would make a better review. I went to McDonald's and ordered the number one.
Crabs with my chicken biscuit.
And I ordered the number one. And obviously I wasn't having vaginal, anal, or oral sex at the McDonald's, but I did pleasure myself in the bathroom, and now I have crabs.
She's 36-year-old virgin, 40 years now. She's got one-track mind, sex.
That's it.
Right. So, you know, I hate to say it. She needs to get laid.
Yeah. Something.
Probably a librarian.
Probably. School teacher. Elementary.
Yeah. Kindergarten. So Hollywood 29 wrote this 13 years ago. This is beautiful revenge. I wasn't going to include it at first, but the more I thought about it, and I'm assuming it's a she, maybe it says so in here, what she did is badass for screwing over a bad owner of a hotel.
She flips the bean?
Oh, she does. There's no sexual activity here. Rudest owner I've ever met. All I can say is this hotel has the rudest, disrespectful owner I've ever met. As I've tried to give him the proper vehicle info, he started to yell and compose himself very rudely. As we calmly tried to talk with him, he continued to talk in a manner that was like Meghan Markle. No, she didn't say
revolting.
I don't think Meghan Markle was even a thing in 2010.
Privacy. I want privacy.
He was revolting. He made comments that were unacceptable. He asked me the size of my tits. Said mine.
So she was checking in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And putting down her license plate.
And the guy checking her in was checking her out.
She said we though, so he must have done it in front of her partner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because if you go further, he said mine were the perfect size. He proudly announced he was a boob man. He asked me if my husband's penis was big enough to satisfy me. That's pretty rude.
She lied and said yes.
He started screaming at me, cursing at me. He became totally enraged.
Oh, you missed a whole line there, bro.
Oh, hold it.
Yeah,
I lied and told him my breasts were prosthetics and that my husband lost his penis in Iraq.
I thought she was going to say, I lied and told him it was big enough.
Well, obviously it's stumpy now.
He lost his penis in Iraq. Wow.
He must have known she was lying because he lost his shit. He started screaming at me, cursing at me. He became totally enraged. He told us he could own us if he wanted to.
What?
Own us. That's weird. But she gets him back. This guy is a joke. He said he was going to call the police. I did him a favor and dialed 911 and asked for a wellness check. I explained the man at the desk was having a mental breakdown, was agitated, incoherent, and off his meds. He in return pulled a gun on me and started screaming, thus making my accusations true.
Oh, wow.
The police arrived.
This lady is genius, actually.
The fire department, too, and an ambulance. The negotiator arrived from the state police. By this time, everything I had said had come true, except for maybe his meds. I don't know if he was on meds.
He is now.
He came to the front door of the lobby and lied to the police and said he had a hostage. Good Lord. That's an idiot, dude. When it was all over, he was removed in a gurney, strapped down, and sent to a psych ward. As they wheeled him out, he screamed at me, "You bitch, look what you did." She did it.
Oh, she won.
Out. That is the best revenge.
She won for sure. Like,
the cops couldn't even say she lied.
No, not at all.
He made it true.
This is awesome.
I have never in my life been talked down to, especially by someone who owns a motel. I would think he would present himself properly rather than speaking to his guests the way he did. I would never recommend this motel to anyone. Well, he may not be the owner anymore. He might be in.
This is phenomenal. Like,
that's an awesome revenge story.
This is something to store in your memory bank, people.
No weird sex.
If you ever go to anywhere
and
they're rude to you like that, don't argue back. Pick up the phone and call for a wellness check.
Look what she did. She made it look like she was concerned for this.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that is awesome.
You call for a wellness check, like you're doing a favor. This guy's having a mental breakdown. He's agitated. Something's going on.
Please help him.
Please help. I'm worried about him. Then the madder he gets at you, the more it justifies your phone call.
So they show up and he's waving a gun and says he has a hostage.
This is the greatest thing ever. Like, this lady has become my hero. She didn't flip the bean. She didn't
lose her shit in the lobby either.
She stayed calm, cool, and collected
the whole time. Screwed the dude over.
No, this is such a Jimmy Johnson move. I love it.
I'm making it my number one review. No, I'm sticking with the Bristol crazy Moon Eye.
Moon Eye will always be.
She's two. Well, no, the guy living in the bricked up room,
the Chinaman
popping out of the cabinet.
Yeah,
she makes 3. She's a top 5. Give her a 3rd.
Oh yeah, she's definitely. This is one of the best reviews we've had in a while this season, for sure.
Because this is someone with common sense.
This is something that, like, this is something we need to remember. This is brilliant. This is like the best way to handle a rude person, a service person. If you go to a restaurant, you go to Marshall's. I don't care where you go, the clothing store, Old Navy, wherever you want to go, and they're rude to you. Walmart. You go to Walmart and the janitor's rude to you. You pick up the phone, call 911. I need a wellness check. The janitor here at the Walmart in town, he's incoherent. He's agitated. He's going crazy. I'm really worried about him.
Yeah.
He's going to flip out on you.
Yes.
And then they're going to put him on a hold. Is that a 5150 or whatever it's called?
Yeah. I'm just reading into this. I'm guessing the police, the fire department, the ambulance drivers, and the negotiator thanked her.
Oh, yeah. This dude's
like, oh, man.
I'm glad you got him off jail.
I'm glad you got this guy off the streets. He was a wackadoo.
I didn't think this was going to be the best review of the show, but it is.
No weird sex or nothing.
No, the 40-year-old virgin with gonorrhea, crabs, and anal sex. That wasn't even a good one.
She said she didn't have it.
Oh yeah. Well, whatever. Well, how do you know that's not?
That's why
that's what she was doing.
I had this one first, and after I read it and thought about it, I'm like, you know what? This is the best for last.
Yes, I agree.
It is sweet revenge.
Oh no, I mean I think this is the first review we've had that we like
sweet revenge.
Admire her.
Yeah.
Can we say that? Like, we admire her. We look up to her. She's our kind of people.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting to here. She's our kind of people.
Look how she even handled the guy being rude. Those are the perfect tits. What size are they? Oh, I'm sorry. They're prosthetics. Is your husband's penis big enough to satisfy you? Oh, no, he lost it in the war in Iraq.
You should see his prosthetic penis.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have it in my bag. Oh, that bring a whole new meaning to give me my balls back.
I mean,
honey.
From the looks of this, she was anything but rude back.
No, I bet I can just.
She was calm and collected.
I picture her doing this calmly and collectively too, like, "Oh my God, sir, are you okay?
Yeah.
Let me call 911. I'm so worried about you,
Are you off
sir."
your meds, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm standing here at the Oyo, or not the Oyo. Where was she at? It don't say.
No, we don't do it anymore.
I'm standing.
We could get sued.
I'm standing here at the roadside hotel, the one on the side of the road
in New Hampshire,
somewhere,
near the track.
and
I need revenge.
He's incoherent and he's agitated, and I'm really worried. I think he's off his meds. Can you please send somebody immediately?
Just for a welfare check.
This is phenomenal. She don't use her name. What's her name?
She's Hollywood.
Oh man,
29.
That ruins it though.
She's a genius though.
She's the only genius in Hollywood.
Well, she moved to New Hampshire or Massachusetts.
Well, she's visiting. She stayed in a hotel, or maybe she's moving.
She's escaping Hollywood. There's no tax. Do you know
She's
there's no income tax in New Hampshire?
She's a recovering Californian.
Yeah, she sold her house that she bought for $60,000 and sold for $6 million and said, "Let's move to New Hampshire. It's tax free."
You know they have a program for recovering Californians?
It's called Atlanta, Georgia. Well, you should start it at your church. California Recovery.
CA, Californians Anonymous.
Yeah.
I lived in California for 12 years. That ain't how they talk either. I doubt they got Southern accent.
Hey, talk like this, dude.
Dude, I lived in California for a long time. Dude.
Like, I was cutting the wave, dude. It broke right, but I went left and fell in the ocean, and there was a great white shark that almost bit me, dude.
I like Harry, Meghan Markle.
Harry and Meghan Markle.
Marker.
They just keep saying, "Give us our privacy.
Privacy. I want privacy.
Privacy."
Then they go outside.
Where are the cameras?
Then
privacy.
they go outside at night and play the drums.
Yeah.
I've seen
privacy.
It.
Stop looking at me. Privacy.
That's my favorite South Park episode ever, I believe, at this point. I just started watching it, so I'm new.
You just started watching? I've been watching it since day one.
Remember I told you, I texted you a couple months ago, I'm like, I'm going to give South Park a try. And I've been hooked ever since. It's the dumbest. Like, it's the only show on TV that's honest and that can get away with being honest. They say exactly what we all think.
Yep.
That we're all scared to say because we're going to get canceled or beat down or arrested or the thinking police are going to show up. I mean, something's going to happen.
Break into my library and burn my books.
Leave cocaine at your house and say it was not yours.
I'm not a cocaine head, so I'm okay.
Well, I mean, you got an infatuation with it.
Now, my wife did break my liquor bottle all over the weekend.
Did she?
Yeah.
Was it empty?
No.
Full?
Well, it was after she broke it.
Was this an intentional break or an unintentional break?
It was an accidental.
Okay, well, you can't.
I mean, I wasn't mad.
What kind of liquor was it?
It was vodka.
Isn't there some whiskey called like Jeff Dickel?
Yes.
Is that what it's called, Jeff Dickel?
Yeah, I want to try this Jefferson aged on the ocean.
Dude, I can't even stand the smell of whiskey now. I got sick off. So me and a buddy of mine sat in his truck one night and drank a bottle of Jack Daniels, and we threw up for a few hours.
Yeah, I can't drink Jack Daniels after.
I can't. I haven't found a whiskey I could stand the smell of since then. I mean, this was many, many moons ago too. We used to play this game called Double Bubble, where you take a straw and bend it out the top
for your cocaine,
and then with the Jack, and you turn the bottle up, and you would chug until you had two bubbles go from the neck to the top. Called it Double Bubble.
So you guys were just wasted.
We were idiots. That's what we were. We were funneling Jack Daniels basically.
Well, that's what childhood's for.
Yeah, and then we threw up for a while.
You don't even drink anymore, except for half a beer at a race.
Yeah. And nowadays Bud Light can't even be considered a beer anymore.
Well, you probably had a feeling that there was something wrong with it, right?
It's alcoholic water.
Rice water. All
right, we're going to New Hampshire. The race is at 2:30 on USA Network and PRN. It is a 1.05 mile oval. They're running the short track package. If it rains, they will use rain tires. I hate the short track package because it hasn't produced good racing at any of the short tracks.
That's a joke.
So the last race here, we're going to do the top 10 from the last race here last year and then a 3-race average finish along with them so you have an idea. Last year was the first year in the next-gen car, so this is how they ran in the first year in the next-gen car at New Hampshire. So I'm going to give you their finishing position and then their average finish of the last 3 races here. Christopher Bell won last year's race with an average finish of 10.3. Chase Elliott finished second. His average finish is 9.7. Bubba Wallace finished third, average finish of 17.3. Martin Truex Jr. finished fourth, average finish of 6.3. Kevin Harvick, his average finish is 5.3. He finished fifth. Denny Hamlin finished sixth with an average finish of 6. Does that mean he's finished sixth the last 3 years?
I guess.
It had to be.
6 even.
Brett Keselowski finished seventh with an average finish of 3.7. Ross Chastain, average finish 8. Daniel Soras has an average finish of 18th, and he finished 9th last year. Kurt Busch finished 10th, so I give you the 11th place driver, which was William Byron, and his average finish is 14.3. Last week, I had William Byron, Chase Elliott, and Ross Chastain for a total of 49 points. Jamie had Logano, Hamlin, and Keselowski for a total of 37 points. As you know, the way we do it, the lower number wins. Jamie, you won again. Overall score, we are separated by 1 point.
This week's going to make a difference.
I'm 833 and you're 834.
But you get to pick first this week.
I know. That puts a lot of pressure on me. I think Brad Keselowski is going to win the race, but I'm not going to pick him.
Why not? Why would you not pick? Because if you pick him, he won't.
Yes. That's my fear.
If you don't pick him, I'm picking him.
You're going to jinx him then.
No.
That's all right if you jinx him.
He comes in third all the time, dude.
But that's all right if you jinx him. It's not my jinx.
I like Brad.
I really like Brad, and I really wanted to see him win at Atlanta while I was there. But I can't pass up William Byron in the 24 car.
You think he's going to do 2 in a row?
I do.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Byron. I could kick myself because I really do want Keselowski to win it.
I'm going to tell you something I'm thinking before you even pick. But I don't think I'm going to pick him. Ricky has had a hell of a season this year. Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah, he's definitely been doing better.
Yeah. He's top 10, top 20 all the time.
You should go with Yaley, Cindric, and Bowman.
Well, I'm thinking McDowell's going to win one this season.
All right, I'm going to go with Byron out of my 1 through 10 pick. My 11 through 20 pick, I'm going to go with Chase Elliott.
That's a good pick. I would have taken him if you didn't.
And then my 21st through 37, I'm going to go with Larson.
Good pick.
All right.
So I'm going to go with Brad Keselowski.
All right.
I think Denny's due. He's my second pick.
All right.
And I think, I
almost went with him too.
But
I haven't seen nothing out of him all season to make me really get excited about old Harv. Gibbs is down there.
Yeah, but
Austin Hill's down there.
I like Reddick too, though.
Red Dick is there. Go with Red Dick then.
I'm going Red Dick. Put it down.
Red Dick.
At least he isn't Purple Dick.
But his name is spelled Red Dick. And ever since
that
Door
makes me
Bumper,
think of that lady's review with her husband.
ever since Door Bumper Clear put Red Dick or said it as Red Dick, it's been stuck in my head. I read it as Red Dick now. Not Reddick, but Red Dick. And he's a goober too. I saw him at the track on the side of the trailer.
You need to come down to Macon.
Yeah.
For business. You got a customer down there.
All right.
Let me take you to New Way Wiener, a hot dog stand that's been there since like 1930. It's red.
And
it looks like a red dick.
They have the Red Dick.
Their hot dogs are as red as that red on the Coke.
Well, why wouldn't you have a Red Dick special and call it a Reddick special? The number 45 Reddick special.
They ought to.
I think we need to go there and suggest it. I think we should go.
We could start a trend. We could tweetapate it. We could hold up our red hot dogs and call it the Red Dick.
The Reddick.
Yeah.
I think you just get a T-shirt with a hot dog on it and just put Reddick under it.
It's also called New Way.
Or
In
Red
you.
Dick.
It was on some hot dog documentary I've never watched.
The only reason documentary.
It was on PBS. The only reason I know this is they've
What's
got
PBS
a
stand for?
public broadcasting station.
Shelf?
I don't know.
People bleach stuff.
It's a channel I don't watch that often.
People bleach stuff.
I am watching.
I thought it was a political channel.
I think they're very liberal. But I'm watching a Ben Franklin documentary on it now.
But if they're liberal, it's fake. They just make it up.
I'm not going to throw out the liberals completely.
I am. No, I like liberals.
It's the
leftists you can't trust.
It's about once every 20 years the
liberals you can. The liberals they
do something I like once every 20 years.
It's the leftists you got to watch out for. That's the extreme ones.
Well, what about the hard rights too?
Did you know?
I think they hard right so hard that the left. If you turn left, right, and then going in this direction, you turn right, guess what? You meet.
Did you know that if you exercise to get healthy, you're considered far right?
Where'd you get that shit from? That's stupid.
Twitter. Oh. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was being accused of being an extreme rightist because he exercises and he gets healthy.
Well, he also...
Fat's the new health.
He exercises his right to free speech.
I mean, you got
We do too.
That lesbo singer. What's her name? Lesbo. Dude. That's her name.
Really?
Lizzo, not lesbo.
I don't even know who she is.
Lizzo. She's the one who got naked and played the glass flute made by your boy. They pulled his flute.
That was Butt?
No, that was in L.A. No, they pulled the flute out of the White House Museum or whatever.
Whose flute?
Franklin. Wasn't he the one that made the glass harmonica?
The glass harmonica.
Yeah, she got to play it on stage while she twerked. And I don't know any of her music. Her name's Lizzo. God.
Well, I don't go to concerts, so I would have never seen it.
I didn't go see her. It was on Twitter.
I'm getting Twitter pated with Twitter too.
Twitter vated?
Yep.
I joined Threads last week. It's I can't do both, man. I try. Basically, me and Janet have had a conversation on Threads, and that I follow like 2 people on Threads, basically. So
I haven't done the Threads thing yet.
Yeah, I didn't do it for Race Car Backwards. I only did it for my personal account because I had a personal Instagram page already. So I just did the Threads, but I barely use it and probably won't become a thing. I like Twitter. It is a hateful place, but speech is still free there. So I still like it.
It's free.
You just got to ignore the hateful
stuff. And this is America.
And that's why this week we kind of skipped Twitter Says and just did the Gluck poll and the Bob Pockris announcement off of Twitter about the Anheuser-Busch signing up with Ross Chastain.
If people would treat Twitter the way Hollywood 29 treated this hotel owner, it would be a better place.
No doubt. That's all I got this week. Jamie, what about you? You got anything else we need to talk about?
It's been a rough week, and it's only Tuesday.
I know, man. At least your air's working.
Late Monday. Well, no, late Sunday.
You got your fan by Designs by Sydney installed and AC's back up and working.
No one's angry anymore. The dogs aren't dying. My dogs are very spoiled.
Your D's nut unit is back working.
I live in the country and I pass 20 dogs on chains in a doghouse out when it's 100 degrees.
All on outside.
And my dogs can't handle 78 degrees.
In the house.
In the house.
Well, thanks to everybody who listens, watches the show each week, shares us on social media. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure
Oh, I got some. I remembered. On an episode, we mentioned someone that abused their spouse.
Yeah.
I received a DM about it, and they said it was helpful. I didn't know that we were being helpful. It was accidental. But
so they're not abusing their spouse anymore? Or
they
just
sought help.
They're aware of it.
And you know what? If you're abusing your spouse and you love them,
seek Jamie.
Well, no, even if you don't love them, you can divorce if you don't love them. Don't beat them. Don't yell at them. There's a time for an occasional argument, maybe increase the volume, but no swinging, no hatefulness. You married this person, your partner, for a reason. Get help.
Yeah,
my church offers.
I couldn't imagine.
Yours probably does.
I couldn't imagine ever hitting my wife, much less calling her a name. Like me and my wife don't even call each other names.
I only spank my wife when she asks for it.
All righty then. Make sure you follow us on Twitter.
Have a good week, people.
We are at Car Backwards. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, check out our other videos. Make sure you check us out on Spotify and rate us. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Send us a DM or you can email us at racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com and we'll answer or whatever you want us to do, just ask and we'll answer the question. Make sure you check out our merch store. You can find that on our website. It's racecarbackwards.com or racecarbackwards.threadless.com. Other than that, y'all have a great week and we'll catch you next week. See you later, guys.
Your neck week?
Just say bye.
Is your neck week?
Just say bye, dang it. Just say bye. Bye,
My
everybody.
neck is weak.
My neck
I
weak.
can't hold my head up.
All right. Bye, y'all.
See you next week.
See you.